What's up, folks? We back at it again. And let me see. Oh, hope everybody doing good. You on the One Down podcast with Goldie. And today is March 5th. March 5th, Thursday. And we at episode 18. Man, I was thinking like when I first started, I think I launched in October. So we're at episode 18. And it felt like I just started just several weeks ago. And there's 52 months in a year, 52 weeks in a year, 52 weeks in a year. And this is the 18th week. And it just feels like I'm halfway through it. And it's just going to be a year pop up just like that. And that again goes to show what the name of the title is, basically time flying by faster as you get older. And the reason why, and that's what I'm going to drop in your lap today. The reason why time is, and the reason why you feel time is flying by faster. And we also going to touch on that phrase we call the set, the motorcycle set, specifically the black motorcycle set, and specifically narrowing it down a little bit more in Southern California. And the way that I will speak on it will be very wise. I'll speak on it in a wise type way. But also, I'm booked for an hour on this show. Booked meaning just my own booking. But I've typically been going over, which I would assume is pretty normal when you're doing something fun, doing something that you enjoy doing, you go over. And I really do enjoy doing this. And but today I'm saying it because I gotta cut it at 1 hour. I gotta be out of here at 2. So you can even know that this is just gonna be an hour, but it's gonna be packed like it always is. And again, I want to say thank y'all for tuning in with me live. And that's what I gotta remember to do. Also, comments. So boom, I'm glad I did it. What up, Goldie? We got Goldie. Oh, you know what? We got Goldie, my friend, on live. And what I'm doing right now, if you see me looking over here, I'm gonna try to pull this footage real quick of Goldie. There it is. She got a brand new Harley, which is her first Harley motorcycle, and it's kind of like a big deal because everybody knows that. Oh shit, did I erase the fucking podcast? Oh shit, I don't know what happened. Can y'all hear me? I don't know what happened. That's what happened. Please check your internet connection. Dang! I don't know if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Loud and clear. You can hear me, but you can't see me, right? Can you see me? Can you see me? Reconnecting. Boy, you can see me? Oh, shit. All right, well, I can't see myself. I don't know what the fuck I did. Remove from screen, add to screen. We can. All right, Spotville, everybody. I don't know what I did, but I guess this gonna be one where I still roll with it, but I can't see myself. Man, this is exactly what I was talking about. Oh, there it is. All right, we back on the money. What up, Logic? All right, y'all. So good. Whew, I was nervous. So Goldie, we got to get her on the show one day, and this is a woman who has traveled the bike set like a motherfucker. And she ain't never done an interview. And we talked about it. But she is so straightforward. The objective is for her to be able to put her own containment on what she shouldn't say. And if anybody know me, I know you smiling right now saying, yep. But I'll give a quick shout out to Sunday when she came out with us on her new bike. It's just a quick shout out. Where is it at? Right here. Let's see if this works. Bam. Oh, guess who I got out today? Goldie and Goldie. What's happening?
Hey.
Uh-oh, look at that. She got her new Harley. And if anybody know anything, seeing this woman on the Harley is
Play the lottery. Pigs is flying and the crows over.
That's right. Happy Sunday Fun Day, everybody. Right on. So if her schedule works out and if she decides to do it, it'll be a very, very entertaining, interview with her. And beyond entertaining, just hearing some factual stuff coming from a woman's side who's been involved in the motorcycle club lifestyle for many, many years, and coming from her and her travels and the stuff she's been involved with. But so today's topic was based on us getting older and why we feel like every time we look up, time is just flying. And I did a little research, and I feel like I said, you know what, I'm gonna break it down to everybody to let them understand the science of why you do feel that way and why things really look that way. So I made this little video clip so I can press pause on each. All right. So here we go. Oh, wait, I wish I could see. What up, 71? Spotville, Trish, Goldie, everybody. Thank y'all for logging in. Logic. And everybody, let's congratulate Logic for making a decision that was a very, very, very wise, good decision. And I'm going to say it that I'm glad he made that decision. I'm very, very glad. And if anybody watching this that knows Logic, and if Logic wants to send this portion to the people that know him, they're going to all agree with me. So good job, Logic. We all happy for you. You don't need to be part of that. And I don't even need to say what that is because everybody that knows. Right on, man. So open and add to scene. All right. This is why time feels faster as you get older. I'm going to tell you why time feels like it just gets faster as we get older. And I'm going to read it to you. And it's also right here in print for you to see it. When you're young, almost everything is new. Your brain slows time down because it's taking more in. And I know that you know that makes sense. When you're young, You're just looking at everything. It's so much that you're downloading, stuff you've never seen before. And you're just taking it all in. And next one. Now, as you get older, more days start to look the same. Your brain stops recording every detail. So time feels more compressed. So as you get older, this is stuff you already seen, been there, done that. So your brain ain't going to record it. So that memory bank starts to not even take up as much more data up there. And the less data that's in something, the quicker that file can be looked through. Let's see. A year also feels shorter because it becomes a smaller percentage of your life. At 10 years old, 1 year is a huge chunk of everything you've lived. At 50, it's much less. So again, at 10, there is so much to experience in life. And 1 year at 10 years old, you can do so much and see so much. 1 year at 50, 53, 60 years old, you ain't doing as much. So there's, again, less data being recorded. Got to read the comment, what he said. Your brain doesn't measure time by clocks. It measures time by memories. Fewer standout moments make weeks and months blur together. This is why you have to do different stuff, because the more stuff that you do different, your brain uses that as like file cabinets and chapters. If you just do the same thing over and over and over, your brain doesn't know how to put a pin mark in there to separate the day. If you just laid in the bed for 3 to 5 days, I ain't never done that before, but I'm assuming you could possibly lose count or not know which day you ate an orange. You wouldn't know. Doing new things forces your brain to pay attention again. More attention creates more memories, and more memories make time feel slower. So exactly. So the more stuff you do, and again, the more stuff you put on a hard drive, it slows that hard drive down. So the more stuff you do in life, it starts to slow stuff down because it has to make room for all this new stuff you're doing and for your brain to process, being able to basically compartmentalize all this new stuff that you're doing. So that has the science of slowing stuff down. Time isn't actually speeding up. Your life just has fewer moments that stand out. Changing that is easier than it sounds. And that just simply means time is not slowing down. Oh, time is not speeding up. You just not doing enough. You are repetitiously doing less and less and not doing too much of nothing. So yes, you have to incorporate new stuff into your life, fun stuff into your life, projects, outings. Don't eat at the same spot every time. Not unless you really that's the spot you like. Me personally, I can eat at the same spot all the time. But just doing different stuff, Yeah, so that's my breakdown of why it feels like time is flying by faster as we get older. Point blank, you ain't doing as much and you've seen so much already that your brain is not even working as much as it used to retain memories because you're not making memories. So you really got to get out there and be active with life, not Instagram, with life. Even this right here, this is something that is at least giving you some good advice for life, you know. What up, Raider Podcast? What does 71 say? He said, when I was little, I measured time in terms of Xmas to Xmas, Christmas to Christmas. And it always seemed like it took forever to get to the next Christmas. That's true. Because you're just so excited. You're excited as a kid for that Christmas to come up. You know, and as kids, holidays was the partition, you know. And then even as a kid in school, the partition was summer. And as we get older, we done been through so much already. We really don't have these partitions because as you get older, you realize holidays are just for kids. And then on the other side of that, some people don't celebrate the holidays for whatever reasons. And then summer, as you get older, it's not a partition from school. You know, it just becomes summer. And like summer just passed, but I feel like summer is just right now about to come right back up. And like you said, time flies when you got responsibilities, and that's facts. So that was the title of my show. And now, man, I wanna tap on you know, this stuff that's I really don't want to speak on it, but I'm just letting y'all know that, you know. What's been going on the black motorcycle set in Southern California? My disclaimer, I ain't talking to no civilians. This has nothing to do with you. Do not chime in on the comments if you're a civilian. If you outside of Southern California and you in a motorcycle club, much love to you. But this ain't pertaining directly to you because it's a different movement back there. But out here in Southern California, things are different. Things are moving different. Things always move different. And it's getting worse. By the moment, it's getting worse. And the people who really are in the position to do something about it, technically, are not doing what they should do to do something about it. They're complaining about it, but they're not doing something about it. And I don't have a dog in this fight, but I do care about it. When I mean dog in this fight, meaning I'm not in the lane that most clubs put themselves in to where they need financial backing, support, stability from civilians for them to survive. That's not me or my club. Don't mean we better than them. Not at all. That's not what I'm saying. But I knew putting my club together, we will always be self-sufficient. And when you put yourself in a position that you depend on any entity, any person, any situation for your club to survive, you need financial backing, stability from anything outside of your own club, y'all got problems. in my opinion. I feel that the motorcycle club lifestyle is and needs to always stay a very private mystique lifestyle. Private and mystique. Not open to the public. I think y'all heard that doorbell. Let me just take a peek. Hold on. So with that being said, mystique and private, everybody know when they want to talk about old school stuff on if somebody didn't vouch for you, you wasn't coming into the clubhouse. If somebody didn't vouch for you, you wasn't being allowed the privilege to attend a motorcycle club event. And it's unfortunate that all that has changed. Hold on. With all that changing, it let me see. Hold on. Sorry about that. This is the part, like I say, about going live. I don't get to edit this stuff out. I'm trying to multitask. Yeah. Sorry about that. Just a customer. He will come back or call if you call right now. But the motorcycle club lifestyle, I wish everything that I'm saying, I don't have the power to change nothing. I'm going to just say that. I don't have the power to change nothing. So why am I saying it? Because I care. And maybe if enough people who are in the position to make a difference, at least they'll see that they're just not alone. And then maybe one by one, those, me, us in a position can come together and and then make a difference, you know? And people start using resources to put that word out. The big word that's pointed at as the biggest, I think this is that call. Hold on, y'all. One down. Yeah, I will be back open tomorrow. What is there something you need? Okay. Oh, my apologies, man, but okay. No, I won't. Yes, sir. Thank you. Bye-bye. So that was a customer who lives a block away. He came for some Levi's, but he will come back. He was going to come back in a little bit, but as soon as this podcast is over, I am going to pick up my brand new S&S crate race motor for my Dyna. Yeah, boy. That's just that grown man happy shit. That's Harley happy shit right there. A few of y'all can feel that vibe. Some of y'all just like whatever. But it's a good feeling. A very good feeling. So I told myself I just wanted to just chat on the set. And some of y'all know what happened. I guess now it's going on last Friday. And some of y'all saw a little short story I did that went through Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. But again, I'm not the platform to mention names. That's not my job. That's not my duty. I absolutely despise social media, YouTube platforms that speak on club business, club situations, clubs that make a mistake. I despise those platforms. And I think everybody should boycott them. Just straight boycott those platforms. Especially if you have a platform and you speak on motorcycle club stuff, content, and you claim to be a pro advocate to the motorcycle club lifestyle. You claim to be an advocate of it. You claim to embrace the lifestyle. But your jack face ass wants to call the motorcycle club members to clubs gangbangers. You gotta be a fucking piece of shit to call motorcycle club members and motorcycle clubs. You call them motorcycle gangs. I call that you're an agent working for you know who. And the greed that consumes you to throw people under the bus for your financial gain, that's going to get your ass. And to claim to be in a club or start a club, in a club and starting a club, and all you do is run club's business through the mud. I look forward to seeing what happens to that so-called club. I look forward to seeing what happens to it. I say what I say, and I stand on it. I've always kept a good name in this lifestyle, and I always will. But to be in this lifestyle, there's only one way you can be in it. You got to stand firm. You got to keep a good name, and you got to keep your mouth shut. And to be in this lifestyle, and again, at the same time, you run every club's name through the mud. I look forward to seeing the embracing greeting that club gets. If that club is so-called formed, if it gets formed, I look forward to seeing the embrace that they get from clubs that matter. And again, I told myself I'd always keep this positive, but I think I'm still speaking as coming from a wise corner. I love the lifestyle. I love the motorcycle club lifestyle. And I love people in it that then stood strong, chin up, chest out, and take care of their family, take care of their club business, take care of their responsibilities with work, and got a balance, and they handle themselves and they enjoy the lifestyle. You know, I don't like hearing cats speak salty on their club. You know, if you got that situation that done disgruntled you, keep it to yourself. You know, you should never drag the lifestyle you lead. If so, stop being part of that lifestyle. That's right. The motorcycle club lifestyle is not for everybody. It's something that I'm wishing this, y'all. So don't get it twisted. I'm wishing that things can really get consolidated. There's too many tribes out there. Too many tribes. You know, I wish it can get consolidated to where a bunch of clubs can just start getting drafted into some of the other big clubs. And Southern California is different than Northern California. Southern California is different than back east, down south. The programming is different. But out here, you know, it's really bad. And again, I'm not shitting on nothing. I'm just speaking of facts. I say it's bad, and at the same time, I say I love it, right? Because I feel I know how to navigate through it. Oh, who having something? No, I'm cool, man. I won't say that, but I'll be like, oh, right on, man. Yeah. But I already know I ain't going. I already know that. You know. But last Friday, very unfortunate event situation popped off with the word civilians. Civilian. Now, civilian. And then also, sometimes it gets exaggerated. But this was actually some neighborhood gang banging stuff. And shit just got wild out of pocket, and motherfuckers start pulling shit out their pockets, and people got the bussing. That means cracking off some rounds for some of y'all with bussing. And the people directly involved, I think they expired. But a lot of innocent bystanders got hit. I'm okay with being wrong about this, but 7 to 9 people. I'm okay with being wrong. I think I'm wrong by probably 2, maybe 7. Not that makes a big difference on anything, you know. But and now, you know, when that happens, it's bad. Then you got some of the other clubs we know about super beefing. And you know what? I'm going to stop right there because I don't want to get this twisted on me speaking, but all I'm doing is just saying this to say, I'm saying this to say why and how things need to be, you know, manicured and fixed. Number one, in my opinion, clubs need to be self-sufficient. Point blank. And this is just wishes. I ain't telling no club what to do. Understand that. I ain't telling no club what to do. I wish clubs were self-sufficient. If they were self-sufficient, they'll know how to stay within their own financial perimeters on what they can afford. Let that be a clubhouse, and how much they can afford being self-sufficient. Not, let's go get that big spot, and if we do these type of parties and we make this much money, then we can afford it. No, you leaning on an outside element instead of your own. So let me see. Takes a certain individual, and everyone on the set ain't that individual. You can see it in person. You ain't gotta ask. That's right. Sad to see the peace treaty didn't even last 6 months. Yeah. But being self-sufficient is part of the answer. When you lean on the set, again, you open a door to these civilians. And these civilians, they are civilians for a reason. They don't want to patch up. They don't want to deal with the politics and the structure and the chain of command. So technically, they got every right to go there and wild the hell out. Because you invited them. You invited them to do that. So as they say back in the day, if a civilian was at an event, it was because he was invited by a patch holder. And that patch holder was responsible for that civilian, responsible for him. And if that civilian fucked up, that patch holder was going to get addressed at any means necessary of whatever level that represented to be addressed. And I know that for me to say, and this is facts, as y'all know me, my events, no civilians. That's how I roll. No civilians was allowed at my events. Who was allowed? Patch holders were allowed at my events. Patch holders. Property ofs were allowed to attend my events. Prospects were allowed to attend. And single females, civilians, basically female civilians were allowed. Female civilians. I say single because there's no reason for nobody's civilian wife to be at a motorcycle club event, in my opinion. In my opinion. Why would a woman who's married want to go to a motorcycle club event? Knowing, and if you don't know, I'm telling you, the men in there, if they're from a righteous cut programming, know that a woman who has on a property of is spoken for. If she doesn't have on a property of vest, it means she is not spoken for. Technically, she's available. So she's a civilian. So if a patch holder sees her and he's like, God damn, I'm going to go holler at that. She ain't got on the property of, she ain't spoken for. He goes over there. He is doing what he is allowed to do. Go talk to a woman who's not spoken for. I can't tell you the verbiage, but hey, what's up? How you doing? What, who you know here? What's going on? That conversation gets documented by somebody else in the atmosphere, and they see Lisa talking to a patch holder from another club, and she is married and she's a civilian. The person who see this, they go back and tell her husband, who's a civilian, from a local gang or just a civilian dude who's a hothead. So now he didn't even know she was going to a motorcycle event. The husband didn't know. So now he find out that she was talking to Big Dog. That's his name. So now he got beef with Big Dog. That would have all never happened if that civilian chick wasn't married. She could have been a civilian who was single. So that's what I mean when I say single females. This is a very controlled lifestyle where everybody's supposed to be spoken for. Everybody's supposed to answer up. Civilians don't have to answer up. And when I say don't have to, they can find themselves in a jacked up situation and answer up to the motorcycle club that's hosting the event, or any patch holders. If things got funky, they gonna answer up. But they're not there under any programming. Clubs, in my opinion, this summer, y'all need to just go for it. No civilians. No male civilians. No male civilians. And I did not mention social clubs because when I would throw an event, I would choose a social club to host the cooking. They could make money off the cooking if that's what they did. And that's me showing acknowledgement, interaction to a social club. But were social clubs invited to my events? Social clubs? No. I am in a motorcycle club, not a social club. So my gift back is to motorcycle clubs, not to civilians, not to social clubs. If I had a specific event where the doors were open to social clubs, that's another situation. But I take pride in doing my best to maintain a very, very safe, controlled atmosphere. And I'll say, with facts and blessings, that by doing that, nobody or no situation has ever jumped off at any of my events ever. Ever, ever, ever. So some ignorant people, might tap in on the comments on this and say something ignorant, but most likely it's going to be a civilian that says something stupid as fuck. I don't know if I thought I put these screenshots in. Oh yeah, here we go. Y'all check this out. I don't know what this one says. Let me see. He said, "Brother, I have one question. Why is your one upside down? That's new for me. I don't know who this dude is." I said, Raul, being that you are not in a motorcycle club, I will help you with some advice, social media, with some advice via social media. I'm going to help them through the internet to help you avoid a situation in person if you were to ask someone else who wasn't as respectful as me. Never ask someone in a motorcycle club, what does anything on their vest mean or stand for? If you know, you know. If you don't, then it's not your business to know. No disrespect to you, but this is a lifestyle that was built off of secrecy and privacy. Hope you accept this as a man with understanding. Respectfully, Goldie, one down. This is the type of stuff that civilians, people who are not in clubs, they ask questions. And the lifestyle of the motorcycle club lifestyle, it ain't nobody's business but our own. But unfortunately, you got jack off other whacked ass platforms that's speaking so much that it's making these civilians feel they can ask so much, you know? And this is the type of stuff that I get on the back end. Back end meaning just the life I live and people hitting me up through social media. And I always just try to be cool with people. And then you got some people who just come out being dumb and ignorant. And this fool right here, Bill, he said, please. And this right here, before I start, this is a response from a video that I put out saying no civilians at the events. And this retard fool right here, sorry for saying retarded, but y'all know what I mean. He said, please, you do not. He says, you do you and I'll do me. Your advice sucks. You're living in a fantasy world. Just be honest and say out loud what you really want. A lot of white women and no white men at your functions. Get real, grow up, and quit perpetrating the myth about bikers people see in movies. So I said, shut your goofy ass up. Only person doing you is your boyfriend. My posts are for heterosexual men. Take your wannabe racist ass somewhere else. Your kind ain't welcome here at all. So, and then he says, you're the one talking racist bullshit. So keep your opinions to yourself. There are way more of us motorcycle riders than you 1%ers. So keep your opinions to your pretend tough guy self. So now I looked up this guy. And who was he? Some old geezer. Okay. An older dude. I'm 53. He might be in his 70s. Okay. And so below that, he wrote, fuck off, loser. He wrote that, but in between there is what he deleted. What he deleted was me saying, listen, Bill, you got your priorities messed up. You need to get off the internet and go take care of your wife. She is very unhealthy and obese and overweight. That should be your concern. You need to go walk with your wife and help you and her get yourself in a better situation with your health. And then he wrote, fuck off, loser. And then I just said, boom. So again, this is a civilian. Now you imagine you let this guy into one of your motorcycle club events with this attitude. That's a big problem. And this is exactly why no civilians should be allowed into, no male civilians into motorcycle club events. They're just not built for it. They got nothing to do with them. I don't know if that's the same. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Here's another one. One more. He said, my question is, if you do what you're saying, how do you teach non-club members motorcycle etiquette? I disagree with what you're saying, but you accept single women. That statement could be misinterpreted. Merit women ride to know a few men. What you're saying is fucked up. I'm sorry. I said, Jack, go sit down somewhere. This lifestyle ain't your business. Then he says, son, I've been riding longer than you've been alive. I said, Jack, all you've done is grow into an old fool. Get your bored ass off the internet and go exercise and take care of your health. So who is Jack Johnson? Some old brother that is just old and acting ignorant on the internet. So again, a civilian. What happens when he ends up going to somebody's motorcycle club event? He can get himself into an ugly situation. And that situation would be avoided if the club said no civilians at this event. Point blank. Most of the junk that pops off is civilians. And I'm showing this just to show some receipts on the ignorance, not knowing with these civilians and even their labeling. From that, I just assume that every civilian, a lot of civilians who don't know nothing, they assume that all motorcycle clubs are one percenters. And if you're in a motorcycle club, they're not. What up, Marv? Another fix to the civilian situation to prove my point. This is very important. Listen to this. Listen. If motorcycle clubs feel like, man, fuck that. That nigga don't know what he's talking about. He's stupid. The set is built off of civilians. Okay, here's what you should do. Y'all put y'all money together in y'all club to get the flyers out there, to rent the venue, maybe have it at somebody else's clubhouse like you do, and throw a party dedicated only to civilians. Just civilians. Go ahead and cater a huge party for civilians only. And see then how many civilians show up. And on the flip side of that, see how many motorcycle clubs disregard your invite for civilians only. If you have such a crush on civilian money as a club, you need to figure out a safer way for you to provide a venue for patch holders to intertwine with civilians at your event. Because right now it's proven that it's bringing death and destruction to the motorcycle set. And I truly think the easiest solution is just to simply say no civilians. For those of you who listen through this and you're not involved in the motorcycle club lifestyle, thank you. And for those of you who are in the motorcycle lifestyle, I'm pretty sure that you see where I'm coming from. And there's a lot to agree with what I said. I ain't saying I'm 100% right, perfect, but I do feel that way about this. I do feel that way. So thank y'all for tuning in. I am, like I said, gonna cut this one. It's I'm looking at about 4 or 5 minutes shorter. But thank you, Spotville. I appreciate that, bro. And I'm gonna tell you something. Spotville, y'all heard me speak on Spotville. Spotville, I'm gonna say this, Spotville, because I know you keep your chin up and chest out. Spotville is a really good dude. And right now, Spotville is about in his 70s. And this situation probably happened 10 or so years ago. 10 or so years ago. No, it's over 10 years. Probably like 13 years ago. Where Spotville maybe at that age in his early 60s, maybe early 60s, but still in shape. The dude, I hope I look physically as good as Spotville at his age. I hope I do, you know. And Spotville, as a civilian, went to a motorcycle club event, as a civilian. And Spotville, I know him. And he's a good dude. He don't walk around with no chip on his shoulder. He don't walk around looking for trouble. And he ain't a punk at all. But Spotville found himself in a jacked up situation. Spotville got swung on and he got punched by somebody in a motorcycle club. Why? I don't know. I wasn't there, but Spotville told me about it. And Spotville knew he was outnumbered at that event. And because Spotville was older and a bit wiser, he was able to take that to the chin, knowing what he really can do in his retaliation. He chose not to do it. Now, put somebody else in that situation who's maybe 24 years old, 30 years old, get punched at a motorcycle club. It's cool that I mentioned that right on Spotville. Get punched at a motorcycle club, 20 years old, 22, 25, 30 years old, by somebody in a motorcycle club. He coming back. And he about to shake, rattle, and roll the clubhouse. And why, again, it happened with Spotville, I don't know. But I know that it could have been avoided. Simple as that. I know it could have been avoided. Spotville, still to this day, was very, very, very disturbed and mad about getting punched. Extremely mad about getting punched. And I'll say this. The dude that punched Spotville ended up departing planet Earth not too long ago. And the effect that Spotville had from getting punched, it seemed like that's when somebody says that person, however deportation came to them, they felt like that person had that coming. All that over somebody trying to show off at a motorcycle event. Civilians, clubs should just see it. It ain't working out. It ain't working out, you know? And so Spotville, I'm glad he didn't do what he told me he wanted to do. And I know you watching this, and I'm telling you, Spotville, I'm glad you did not, you know? And so for anybody watching this, clubs, presidents, nationals, you know, if y'all do not want to see a bloody summer, you really, really, really got to take into consideration of changing the program with regarding civilians. No civilians will make more clubs want to come out. Spotville said it was on my mind. No civilians will make clubs feel like that's an event for them to attend. Not it's a civilian event that patch holders are going to. So much love, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in and joining me today. And Israel Garcia, just like a gang. Respect for Spotville. Because, yeah, I get punched at any club I'm turning up. And I'm very mature. That's right. Thank you, Mar, for saying that. But yeah, I think there's a lot of lessons in this to be unpacked, and some good learning. And anybody interested in joining a club, just respectfully make your way to the club, contact them, and let them know that you have interest in joining the club. It has nothing to do with reading a fucking book by nobody at all. Has nothing to do with that bullshit. You just step to the club and be prepared to do a hang around time to see if the club is going to be a fit for you. And if you're going to be a fit for the club. You're not there to change nothing. You there to be programmed and see if the program works for you. And be prepared to prospect. You need to be programmed. You need to learn that. You need to look forward to prospecting. The Army, the military ain't never got nobody straight through without boot camp. You get your ass to the war without being in boot camp, you won't even know how to load your service pistol. You get a patch thrown at you just to put on your back and join a club real quick. You won't know how to handle a situation on the freeway when you pull up on a club that you shouldn't pass. Now you got your whole club in trouble. For clubs that don't prospect, I ain't shitting on y'all. Handle your business. For clubs that do prospect, just keep doing what you're doing. That's it, y'all. I am about to go have myself some fun. So, peace, much love, and we're going to try to get Goldie, the female, on here. And I tried to get my boy Mr. Marcus on here, but we'll see. So I will see y'all next Thursday, man. And yeah, I'm putting up a lot of videos from a long time ago. And y'all need to check that out. Just go to my YouTube, click videos, and you'll see stuff that I'm uploading. My live streams go right under the live tab. It says live or podcast, whatever. But the videos that I upload is just going straight to videos. So when you get done with this, you can go to my YouTube and click videos. You'll see a bunch of stuff. Just amazing old school stuff. Stuff when I was putting one down together in the beginning, a bunch of different people who was involved. Me when I was younger, when I used to have, of course I'm bald. I shaved my hair bald, long hair, a crazy ass little fucking, what do you call it? Hair show I did in 93. And I got so much stuff, man. So again, I'm going to be uploading that. And if anybody in these videos, much love and respect to you. I'm just showing you the best times of your life that you had. And whoever you are, I truly wish you the best. So, and to my boy Easy was around one down in the beginning phases of it, still in touch with him. And I will be seeing Easy this week or something. So I'm giving you a shout out, Easy. Much love, brother. And it's honored to still have you, on planet Earth and being able to look back with me. And peace, y'all. Thank y'all for spending some time with me. All right. See you next Thursday.